Hello everyone, Anand back again. Today I'm going to deal with a topic called feedback. I hope all of you know this word as two sides of a coin, kind of a approach. Somebody would feel feedback is good, and somebody can even say, I am averse to feedback. I am averse to take feedback. Probably I am very good to give feedback to others, but I don't want to take feedback. Friends, feedback is a wonderful, I would say, tool, a wonderful instrument, whether in a family or workplace or society or government, anywhere and everywhere, and all walks of life. It's an excellent instrument, tool for us to really introspect, for us to understand where are we really going right and where are we not really going correctly. It is a corrective measure. It is a corrective measuring tool which enable all of us to regulate and streamline and align ourselves to the goal that we set for our family or workplace or business or profession or whatever it is. But why some people are averse to feedback? In fact, before that, we need to understand what is feedback in a real sense. It's basically to analyze and assess the response and reaction, or even the expression of the activity that we do, or the product that we sell, or the relationship that we maintain, and take others' view, others' expressions, others' understanding, and find out is there any gap. If there is a gap, probably we can fix that gap instantly, so that going forward we will not have such any negative consequences of our action, or if it is a business, maybe our product or service to the customers. Hence, asking feedback is very, very crucial and very, very important for us to regulate many things in our life. It is actually a tool for success if we use it properly. But everything has got its own limitation, and the extreme end of feedback is criticism. I don't step into that. Many people misunderstood, and as if they think they are giving feedback, but they actually criticize somebody or pinpoint somebody, pointing mistakes. This is also happening because of their ignorance, I would say. So let's try to understand the real crux of feedback. Definition is all about taking others' view, others' perception, others' reaction and response about ourselves or our product or our service. Having said this, why many people don't like to give feedback, or rather don't like to receive feedback? Knowingly or unknowingly, we always give feedback. Even without knowing that we are giving feedback, we just simply share our views, and but we don't want to take feedback because we think that it is a painful process, and we also have what we call fear. We are afraid that the other person probably might step into what is called criticizing our action. Nobody wants to really receive criticism, right? The critical views, generally speaking, because we get offended generally. But if we build our kind of dareness and build guts, even to ask this question to our family members, especially like maybe spouses and children. Spouses, of course, always both the side, the feedback or views or even critical views always happen anyway. But you look at the children, you can ask the children. Have you ever asked your children, like boy or girl, tell me about myself, what did you understand about me as a dad? And they may have so many things to share, right? In fact, I used to do this at home, and get their feedback, get their understanding about me, so that if at all if there is a gap, always there is a gap, generally speaking, because of the age and the relationship, definitely definitely there will be a difference of opinion or different views of life. After all, we are all human. We cannot say everybody should think only this way, then we become machine, right? So, but however, there are occasions, there are places, there are ways in which probably we can even fix certain bugs, fix certain critical aspects which sometimes even disturb our relationship, even with our kids and friends and relatives too. Normally, friendship, the feedback is quite open. We don't really worry about what other person think, and other person also, because it's a friendship, right? But if you have a very thick, good quality relationship with friends, they actually are the good people to really share the feedback, which we always do it, right? With our own close friends, we all of us have our own liberty and freedom to do so. But when it comes to relationship in a family, kids and relatives, and when it comes to business like customers, or if you look at office, we have a peer group, we have people who are working under us, people who are seniors, and the various stakeholders, boss, leader. There are so many people, and the moment we start taking feedback, once in a while, or let's say even once a month or once in 15 days, that's why in many organizations they implement this concept like face-to-face feedback, private feedback, and 360-degree feedback across the organization. This is possible in HR practices, when it comes to performance management system or appraisal time, they do this, but not in the 11th hour like during March, but it has to happen over the period of time on a monthly basis, so that we will get to know where exactly the challenge and try to fix the challenge with a solution. That is more important. It's not just for the sake of asking. So even 720-degree feedback is also now happening, right? A large organization, they take even feedback from the other stakeholders, like extended team members, like for example suppliers. So they take feedback from suppliers, about the organization. So definitely it works wonder, because why are we asking feedback? It is for us to understand how people perceive us, and is there any gap, what I project myself to them, or what my product project to other customers, market, and how customer perceive my product or services, or how the other person perceive me. If there is a gap, I can immediately fix myself and then come out of it and build better relationship. So in that proposition, if you really look at, I would suggest and recommend each one of you who are listening this, please be open and have guts to ask. Build some little guts and confidence. After all, what are they going to say? Supposing if they don't say, but they keep thinking about you in a different ways, who's the loser? After all, we are the loser, because we think that we are perfect and we are doing excellent job. The other person doesn't think so, and there is a huge gap perhaps, and we will not be able to know that throughout our life, which means we don't have an opportunity to correct ourselves. So I think we should be open, give a fair amount of space and time for others, and of course when we take feedback, we can also tell, can I give my feedback about you, so that there is a level playing field of managing that line of control too, right? So some people are pointing fingers, criticize and critically only provide. You can always tell them like, I welcome all the criticality, nothing wrong about it, but can we do with certain formula? For example, you can also Google it, you can even watch a lot of videos about feedback, how to give feedback, how to take feedback with a due respect and due regards, affectionately. Just because somebody asks feedback, just don't take right on that person. And mutual trust and respect plays a vital role while giving feedback or while taking feedback. It's not about the person, it is about the action, right, of the person that we are going to give feedback. I'm sure this is of great help to you, and you apply it, and you see yourself how this is going to really add value to your life, career, and society. Thank you very much for listening to this. If you like it, you kindly share it across in your family and friend circle. Thank you once again. Bye bye.